Hello and welcome back to Europe 1100. I am very excited because we're going to be going into, yes, indeed, another bandit hideout. And I'm actually going to be taking my Scottish militia into this battle. Mostly because, I don't know whether you know this. This might be helpful to some people that might be a little bit newer to the game. Who knows? Maybe you've picked it up in the last sale or something like that. And maybe you're, just kind of learning the ropes, so to speak. Anyway. Maybe, I don't know, who knows, maybe it's actually useful to some veterans as well, I don't know. But anyway, the point is, if you go into a bandit hideout with relatively low troops, or troops that need experience pretty badly, they will gain a significant experience boost from this. Almost every single time, I have made it exceptionally easy to level up my troops just by going into a bandit hideout. And it actually helps a great deal more, of course, if you have a task to complete, which I do. I have a brigand quest to eliminate right now. So hopefully we're going to be able to do that. Funnily enough, I actually did manage to find some mountain bandits. Oh, yeah, this guy really. Get out of here. Thank you very much. Yeah, anyway, I did manage to find a group of mountain bandits. They were incredibly small. There was only, I think, what was it, 7 of them or something like that? So I was like, yeah, okay, well, we're not really going to be able to do any... Oh, that was a nice hit. I love that. Anyway, we're not really going to be able to get too much from 7 or 8 or even 15 troops at this point. We have to make it so that we are... fighting much larger opponents. And I have just heard, by the way, thank you very much for telling me about this. I did not realize, but I have just heard that there is a new update on Europe 1100. And basically that fixes a rather critical issue with mercenaries, or shall we say more specifically, I think becoming a mercenary. I'm not entirely sure whether it is becoming a mercenary or it's due to something else, but as far as I'm aware, it is due to something to do with mercenaries. And basically what it means is the more up-to-date version unfortunately is not save game compatible. It would have been absolutely fantastic if it was, but obviously I understand if it's not. Sometimes it's just unavoidable. But that means that we are now kind of restricted in how we are going to progress here, because I was actually going to become a mercenary. Obviously, as you might expect, that is, in all intents and purposes, one of the greatest ways that you can gain, money, renown, influence. Well, technically not so much influence, but you're going to be gaining a lot of extra things as a result of actually, becoming a mercenary, because you're just going to have access to wars and skirmishes, battles, raiding villages. You can basically do whatever you want, and the enemy is going to have a very limited amount that they can retaliate against you with, because if you want to, you can just leave that kingdom at any time. And you're not going to have to worry about that at all. I'm just going to fade back into my lines here just so that I can do damage to the bandit boss. There we go, eliminate him. And hopefully we can eliminate a bunch of the others as well, because I actually have a blunt weapon, and it makes sense that I would be able to knock them unconscious and hopefully take them prisoner and then sell them for a tidy profit, or at least hope to sell them for... Are we gonna lose? We're losing this fight. Oh no, get out of here. Thank you very much. Whoa, that was, yeah, see, now that's exactly the reason why I'm a little bit worried, to be honest, about going in here with lower tier troops. That's one thing you've got to bear in mind. If you are not really confident in your forces, or if they are just that much lower level than you may need to achieve victory, then you're gonna have that situation that we had just now, where they are very... fragile, let's just say. But yeah, anyway, we did manage to achieve victory, and we're going to get some pretty nice stuff here, as you can see. So I'm actually quite happy with that. Let's just get David some additional gear. And there you go, look at that. We increased our charm by a pretty decent amount. Funnily enough, my charm skill isn't really going to be coming in too handy, unfortunately. It would have been wonderful if we could actually, use that quite a lot, but as it stands right now, because of the whole mercenary thing, it's not really going to be helping us too much, unless Maybe there isn't going to be a crash for me. I don't know, but there was a critical issue apparently. So I'm gonna, I don't know, I'm gonna think about, you know, whether I want to err on the side of caution, or maybe I'll just save before we become, you know, before we become a mercenary, and then we'll see what actually happens with that. Maybe that's gonna make a bit of a difference. Anyway, let's actually just see what's going on here. I do want to obviously do a little bit of trading, but I'm actually planning on maybe going into a different region. I'm thinking we might go up to Scandinavia. We might go and see what's actually going on there. Let's just see if there's anything here that we could potentially go for. Well, hogs are obviously fantastic, as we know, so I'm going to be just buying a bunch of hogs here. And there is a tournament. Now, you may not be a fan, you might not be a fan of tournaments, but I'm going to go ahead and just do the tournament here. If you want to, you can indeed skip it if you don't want to watch that. But we do have a banner of shifting sands here, which in my opinion is actually pretty good, because look at that. It increases your troops' movement speed by 25%, which is actually significant if you think about it. You know, if we're primarily going to be using infantry-based troops, then that really makes a huge difference. Okay, let me just, yeah, there we go, nice, there we go. Okay, he basically just didn't bother to block. That was wonderful. Alright, so, yeah, I'm gonna go for, I think probably like a bit of a thrust here to begin with. Oh, I can't believe I missed. Oh, that would have been amazing damage right there. That would have been such amazing damage. But I was trying to catch him off guard by just running forward with basically no, you know, no preparation whatsoever. And we probably would have done critical damage to him if I actually did manage to hit him there, but oh well, never mind. Anyway, we are probably going to be having some issues with our money situation relatively soon, so that's kind of the reason why I'm also being a little bit careful here. Here we go. No, we're just going to have to block a little bit here. Just going to try and feint. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm not very good at feinting, by the way. Just so you know, I'm really not very good at that. So, you know, when I do actually succeed at feinting, it is a rarity and a half, isn't it? Yes, it's actually it's pretty funny. I should really practice that, but it's literally one of those things where, again, it's just a matter of practice. All right, so there you go. Roguery skill leveled up by 3 points, which is actually quite funny in itself. And as you can see, look at the banner right here. It actually sells for 1,300. So if I wanted to, I could literally just sell it for a pretty significant amount. But I don't really see the need to do that right now. Anyway, let's just take a quick look at the hides here. Okay, so hides actually sell at Lyon for 106, which is absolutely insane. I'm kind of hoping that Kirkwall is going to have hides for sale, or going to buy them for a significant amount. We can sell this at Dublin for 62, which would be, that would be pretty fantastic. Yeah. I guess we're just going to go up and we'll just see what happens. Velvet might be good. Jewelry, I have no idea. That's the main problem. Basically, what I would like to do, if I can actually make it there, is I would like to get my trade skill to, let me see. Oh dear. Yeah, this. I would like to get it to 100. It's going to take me quite a while to get there, I think, unless I can make some big, you know, big moves and actually get a lot of profit in some way or another, but that's kind of what I'm hoping to do. Anyway, show of strength is what I'm going to be going for here, because plus 30% chance of knocking the enemy down with a heavy hit, plus the chance that I have to do that with my hammer already. That's going to make a fantastic amount of knocking down, which is going to be great. And otherwise, let's move on. We do have the gang. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, but I obviously, at the moment, have a bit of an issue, because I don't have enough money to be able to buy a ship, another one. You know, I don't even have enough to buy a dinghy, which is obviously really, really, you know, kind of sad. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hope that maybe my, I'm getting some steward skill, which is hilarious. Okay, yeah, well, that's fine, I guess. Anyway, I'm very much hoping that my caravan will make some cash. I mean, you can see here that it just gave me 236, which is actually quite funny, because obviously I already have a party that is absorbing maybe not a lot of you know, not a lot of wages or whatever, but you know, quite a bit, I suppose. Anyway, can I land here somewhere? I'm kind of hoping. Can I just go into Kirkwall? No, I can't. Okay, so there is no port here, but I might be able to land somewhere here, possibly. Nope, doesn't seem like it. Alright, okay, so that means that we may indeed... Ah, there's the landing area. Okay, so basically, yeah. Okay, so it's not very useful. It's not very useful for me to come over here with my ship. I thought to myself, oh yeah, I can just go around that way. But no, no, no. We're going to have to land the fleet here. Let's remember where we placed our ship. There is a way to actually, you know, find out the location of your ship, by the way. But I obviously didn't realize that at the time. Yeah, my herding deficit at the moment is absolutely awful because of all these hogs. So I'm just going to do this. We are over encumbered now, but we no longer have the herding problem, so that's absolutely fine. And then we're just going to go on to Kirkwall. Hopefully they're going to take all of my hides, but you've got to bear in mind that we're not going to get any trade skill for this whatsoever, which is very sad. So, yeah. Otherwise, what I would love to do is check with the Scottish vassals and see whether they're actually at war against some people. It may be that they are at war now, and in which case I would love to be able to join them. The hides are selling for 51. That's pretty decent, I suppose. Not too bad. We can also sell some of this, sell some of this. There we go. And now we're not going to sell any of those. Thank you very much. Okay, so there is a tournament going on here, but I actually want to speak to some of these people. Oh, wait a minute. Who are these guys? This is like a minor faction or something like that. All right, what about the tournament? What's going on here? Net guard. I don't know whether I really want to do that unless I'm really close to clan tier 2. No, I am super far away from that, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping that maybe Mr. You know, Horse Thief down in London would actually be doing something rather useful. In other words, I was actually hoping that he would be winning some tournaments for us, but it doesn't seem like he's actually doing that for some reason. Ah, here we go. Yes, there we are. We can actually become a mercenary. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do, first of all, I'm going to save. I know, I never usually save on screen because, let's face it, between episodes, I'm obviously going to do that just because, you know, I'm going to go and edit the episode, or I'm just going to take a break or whatever. But I never usually do this on screen because it takes a long time, and I already have the autosave running every, you know, 10-15 minutes or whatever it is, and it does take a long time in this mod to save. And I don't want there to be some kind of weird issue. Ah, there we go, look, he won! There it is! The Horse Thief, Mr. Man, won at the tournament at London and got us 1900, which is actually fantastic. That's very, very nice indeed to see that. Hopefully he's going to be able to get us some more than that. And here we go. Let's do this. 310. I was actually going to get 330 from the other person, but okay, never mind. Alright, so you can count on me, sir, until the going gets tough, and then I will leave. Okay, so who are you actually at war against? Ireland? Really? Oh, okay. Well, that's not so good, is it? Alright, well, let's actually just take a quick look here. Okay, so we got some troops. I'm actually just going to be arming myself as best as I can with as many troops as I can get my hands on here, because we're going to need to go into battle against some people relatively quickly here. I would like to get some, you know what? I'm going to do it, alright? We're going to have to go and get some noble troops, which is going to cost me a lot, as you can quite clearly tell, but we're going to have to get some of these, because otherwise I'm going to be running around with peasant troops, and they are not going to do a very good job. Oh no, Mr. Caravan Runner, please do not go over there. He's going to absolutely... He's going to fail, isn't he? Wouldn't that just be the case? Anyway, I'm actually wondering whether I should go in and fight in a raider party, like against some villagers, or I'm wondering whether I should prey upon some caravans. This guy I can't fight. That is never going to happen in a million years. Do I have herding problems right now? I do not. This guy is chasing me, so he must believe that he can catch up. Not sure how that would be the case, but apparently he does believe that. Okay, you know what? Considering I do have some cash right now, I think it would probably be a good idea for me to spend some money, at least a little bit. Oh dear. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a problem, isn't it? Yeah. So this is used for carrying goods, yeah. So unfortunately, this is way too expensive in my opinion, but I could sell some steel, I suppose. We could sell some more meat for a decent amount, just to kind of reduce the overall cost of the horses, because I kind of want to move a little bit quicker. Do we have something available here for me, actually? Do we have like a nice tournament winning thing? What is that? That's an axe or something like that, right? Okay, fine. We're gonna go in here and do that. I would love to fight some caravans, okay? If we can fight some caravans, we're actually gonna be getting a really good reward for that, because obviously fighting caravans gets you their stuff, you know? It gets you all of their loot that they're carrying, and it allows you to basically just, you know, get some experience. And why are these guys turning towards to fight me? Okay, I have no idea. That is always funny. Alright, yeah, so wait a second. Oh, no. Green team member, would you like to work with me against the red team? No, because you want to actually just all fight me. Okay, well, that's hilarious. Well, I am through to the next round. It's absolutely impossible to do the 1 versus 2 unless you have some really, really good skill, either player skill or your own character skill. I don't have either of those really. And it depends. It depends. Okay. Now let's have a look. I'm not a big fan of playing with one-handed, as I've said. I'm not a big fan of it at all. I think one-handed is probably my... I know it's actually quite funny because I used to be really, really like favoring one-handed. But I actually don't like it at all now in comparison to, you know, using two-handed. Not sure why that is. It's probably because of the AI changes, I guess. Because enemies are just way too defensive now, and you're just wailing on them for 10 billion years, and well, you know, the sun's gonna go dark by the time he dies. But there you go. All right, there we are. That is done. And now we're there we go. Okay, so now we've got something that can actually kill things fast. So that's what we kind of want to see. So let me actually just have a look here. I'm going to go for this. I don't know. I don't even know what happened there. I went for like a low strike, but it's so funny because low doesn't actually mean anything in this game. You're not able to use low strikes, as far as I'm aware. I mean, you can specifically target the legs if you want to, of course. Now, people have been obviously telling me over the years that kicking and using your shield bash and all that stuff is a wonderful, wonderful way of winning 1 versus 1 duels. Now, I'm just going to ask you real quick, you know, for those of you that are experienced with shield bash, if you take a look here, boom, shield bash. Okay, that didn't actually do anything right now. Okay, I shield bashed him again, didn't do anything. Alright, I'm actually unsure what's going on with that. Am I doing it wrong, or... I mean, I know how to shield bash, but apparently the shield bash wasn't going through his block? That's a bit weird, isn't it? I don't know. Oh well, never mind. I mean, the shield bash or the kick is supposed to go through the block so that you stagger the opponent, and then he drops his defense for a small amount of time, just so that you can get in a hit or two if you stagger him effectively. That's basically the, you know, the whole gist behind it. And that didn't really happen, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping that I would be able to, but I don't know. Apparently it didn't this time around. Never mind. All right, so let's see if we can actually prey upon a couple of caravans. I'm actually thinking to myself, should I go back over to my... maybe I should go back over to my ship and actually prey upon a couple that are coming across the water over there. That might actually be pretty good. I mean, we got some villagers here. Do I want to fight some villagers? I mean, I could potentially do that just to level up. They're not really going to like me very much for doing this. Am I going to lose honor for this, actually? No, I don't think so. Okay, yeah, no, we're not going to be taking these prisoners either. That doesn't really make any sense. Okay, so we'll just take all the loot. Obviously, the main reason why I'm doing this is just to level up some of my forces here. Just going to level them up into swordsmen and everything. But yeah, I ideally would like to get some caravans to fight, because that's going to get me quite a significant amount of influence as well. Ah, hello. Oh, you're actually attempting to raid this village. I wouldn't mind fighting you. Oh, could you? Yes. Yes. Come on. No. Don't run away. Don't run away. Oh, come on. Yeah. Okay, here we go. They actually went in. This is absolutely perfect. Okay, so basically, now I've got to take a look at his composition. What does he have? He's just got levies, but he's got these other things. I'm sorry, if you're Irish, or if you know how to pronounce Irish names, I have no idea what this means. Okay, I don't know how to say this. What is this? How do I... Wait a minute. Do I remember how to spell it? There we go. I have no idea how to pronounce that, so I'm literally just not going to try, okay? Because I don't want to be insulting. So, here we go. This thing right here is one of their higher tier archers. It is, thankfully, a peasant unit, so I shouldn't have to worry too much about it. But we're going to be outnumbered. Actually, no. Never mind. We're not going to be outnumbered, because apparently Alexander has decided to join us as well. So we are definitely going to achieve victory here, but we're going to get some good influence and maybe some good loot for this too. If I can make sure that my own forces are participating rather dramatically in this, obviously I'm not gonna send my cavalry in. No offense, but I'm really not gonna send my cavalry in at all. I am going to literally leave them at the back of the bus because they cost way too much up front for me to just throw them away in some random battle that I personally think we're probably going to achieve victory in without any issues. Got to be a little bit careful about these guys though. They actually have lancers. And they're actually like proper knights. Look at these guys. They're actually proper knights. I can't believe it. I can't believe that these guys have knights with relatively cool looking armor as well. Oh no. This is bad for me. Oh yeah, this is really bad for me. Alright, well, I'm just going to try and defend my own forces then, I suppose. Oh, nice! Look at that! We knocked him off his mount! And that's exactly the reason why Show of Strength is one of the most fantastic things that you can go for, because you're just going to literally knock basically anyone off their mount, or knock them down in general. It's going to be so incredibly funny to see that as well. Can we get closer to this guy? Just a little bit. Oh, 72 damage, but no knockdown. That's sad. My forces are actually running in. I was kind of hoping that my my allies would help us, but they seem to be helping with their cavalry, which I guess is good. But I was hoping for a little bit more than that, to be honest. Yes, we are losing a lot of my own troops here. Oh well, never mind, never mind. We do have a lot of money coming our way. Don't worry about that. We have a lot of money coming our way. We have the ability to then re-recruit from various sources that are going to enable me to get noble troops. And that's kind of what I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for the noble troops, and then we're going to have an army that is entirely comprised, or hopefully as much as possible comprised, of really, really powerful stuff. And hopefully that's going to enable us to win more battles as a mercenary, and then go on from there. That's kind of my plan going forward here, so if I have to throw some units away here, that's fine. As long as I can, you know, act like I've contributed to the battle, and actually, I'm not doing too badly. I'm not doing amazing damage, but anything that I can do is going to be better than nothing. I am a little bit worried about actually dying, though, because there is still there's still a very small percentage chance that I can die, and I'm actually really... What is... Oh, okay. I'm not gonna say hate, okay, because that's a bit of a strong word. But I do not really appreciate the fact that the enemy, or shall we say, the enemy doesn't really get any. Well, there's no really outnumbering going on. There's not really any outnumbering going on because the allies are just standing there and not really doing much. They're just standing there and allowing my own forces to go in, and now these fellows are charging in at the very end. And that is actually quite irritating, to be honest. Yes, I could, you know, just tell my forces to hold position, and that would obviously be, you know, a decent enough idea. I don't really mind dying here, that's absolutely fine. I was just trying to get as many kills as possible. But here's the thing, the allies just standing back there, not really doing anything, that's extremely frustrating, isn't it? Because look at this. Look at what they did. I mean, these guys obviously did massive damage, because look at this fellow. He literally has 15 champion knights, which, of course, I mean, of course he's going to do massive damage. Thankfully, my Frankish Master Crossbowman actually did some damage. Everyone else was just running in there and not really doing very much. And, yeah, I contributed 33%, which is not great. But we did gain 11 skill points in Charm, which is obviously very good. I'm actually quite pleased about that. Let's just sort by tier here, so I can sell some of these prisoners. And there's actually a shield here, but I don't really care about the shield that much. But we do care about the horse armor, which is very nice. I'm using the Swenrin pony, by the way, that I gained from a tournament a while ago, because I just felt to myself, you know what? 3,000 for a horse? It doesn't really seem like that much, you know? Like 3,000 for a horse, yeah, sure, maybe early on I would definitely consider selling it, but nowadays, no, not really. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to go back into Glasgow here, and we're just going to sell this, because let's face it, I'm basically on death's door at the moment, and we should probably be a little bit careful with that. So I'm just going to sell this stuff, and this shield, obviously, I mean, look at it, 2,100. I could give it to David. I mean, he hasn't got a shield. I don't even know what he's good at. I know that he's good at medicine, kind of. He's also relatively decent at throwing skill, but that's it. Look at look at his other skills. They're all just absolutely terrible. I'm actually surprised that he's even... I don't even know, even there, but there you go. You know what? You know what, actually? I'm not going to give him this. I'm sorry, David. I'm not going to give you something so incredibly, you know, costly. I'm just going to buy something else for him, and then he can just use this. I mean, this is a decent enough shield. I highly doubt he's even going to use it to its fullest effect, to be honest. We're just going to buy him something a little bit less, you know, less expensive, just so that we can actually make good use of the cash. And otherwise, what are we going to do? Nomadic traditions, in my opinion, are probably going to be the only thing that we should go for, because plus 20% carry capacity for pack animals and a minus 10% trade penalty for mounts. Yes, this is absolutely fantastic if you're going to be trading horses well, on a more frequent basis than I am, because I'm certainly not doing that much, but I am currently valuing speed on the world map much more than I am valuing anything else. So we're going to go for self-promoter here, because I'm obviously going to be continuing to do tournaments. Not a huge amount, but I will be doing tournaments off-screen, as well as a couple on-screen as well, just so that, you know, we can keep up our renown grinding. Obviously, now that we've become a mercenary, it is a little bit different, you know. We're going to have a much easier time of gaining, you know, gaining the obligatory, you know, influence and, you know, the mercenary wages and so on and so forth. I've got to be a little bit careful here as well. Okay, this is actually... We can recruit from here. Yes, I'm going to recruit some from here. I'm basically just going to try and recruit from castles as much as possible. These villages do not like me one bit, which is actually a bit sad. I was kind of hoping that they would, but they don't. So I now have to run around randomly and just try to get as many cavalry forces as possible, because that's really gonna, as I say, it's gonna make a huge difference to us overall. But you see how expensive it is. This is the reason why I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm not gonna do that initially. You know, recruiting mounts early on, yeah, sure, it's definitely gonna give you a huge power spike. But later on, well, I mean, it's just not really going to do you any favors if you don't have enough cash passively. You know, enough passive generation of cash to be able to, you know, work with it. That's the main concern that I had. Anyway, we made peace with the Irish now. Oh, okay. Oh, I see how it is. Okay. And we also have English units here as well. I'm probably not going to be using English units, no offense, but just because we are Scottish, you know, technically our culture is Scottish. And I think that's, I don't know, I don't think that's very thematic. So that's kind of what I'm going to try and avoid here. But I will definitely try to get these Scottish light cavalry leveled up into champion knights. As you can see, these are absolutely insane units. Really, really good. And yeah, as I said before, by the way, I think I mentioned this in a previous episode. If you want a little bit more variety in your troops yourself, then you can install another mod that is associated with Europe 1100, which diversifies the troop trees much more. But I didn't personally install it because I always have huge issues with compatibility. And I'm talking about crashes. I always have huge amounts of crashes when it comes to using armor mods and things like that. So that's generally the reason why I don't do that. I will have to try it out at some point in the near future. Not that particular mod, but I will have to try and see whether armor mods actually do end up working for me at some point, because I feel like I am definitely going to be missing out on some really, really fun things as a result of that. So yeah. Anyway, I'm not entirely sure why he made peace at this exact moment. It's a little bit weird to me that he did that, but I'm wondering whether we are actually at war against others. I'm kind of wondering whether that would be, I don't know, whether that's actually going to be something useful. I would like to, I have some hides. Okay, I can sell that at York for 36. Okay, so I'm probably going to just go down there and just sell all those hides then. But are we at war against anyone else? Oh, wait a minute. Hello. We've got some rebels that we could potentially fight. Okay, that actually sounds like a great deal for me, so let's go ahead and do that. I also have some clay here. I should probably just sell the clay, shouldn't I? We'll sell the hides here. We've got some charcoal as well if we want to. Oh, selling the fish here is actually very good. So we'll probably do that. Do we have anything else that we could potentially do? Yeah, so as you can see, you can actually buy hides here for 25, but there's no real point in me doing that when I can buy hogs, for example, for 32, and then we can just sell those. So yeah, we're just going to be doing that. That's going to get me a little bit of trade skill, but as I say, I really do want to get to 100 trade skill, because that's going to give me the ability to get caravans, giving me trade rumors, and in my opinion, that is a fantastic thing indeed. So I would very much like to do that. Where is my oh, there are my ships. Okay, so I'm just going to go over to my ships, and then we'll go all the way over to Ireland, because there is actually something going on there. I don't know what it is, but we will be checking it out, and we'll see what actually happens with there. Okay, so we've got 48 spaces. I think we're actually fine right now, so we don't really need to worry about that too much. I'm not sure what... Where's my guy going? I clicked on my ships. Oh, all right. Oh, there we go. Okay, so... Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, no. I forgot about that. All right. Fine. Okay, so we'll just get rid of these, very sadly enough. I need to buy another ship, don't I? Yeah, we're going to go over to the port of Dublin, I suppose, and that's going to get me the ability to maybe purchase a dinghy or something like that. I mean, you can see here that my overall money situation is actually going quite well. I'm very surprised, actually, that my caravan survived the nearby skirmishes that were going on. Really a bit weird, because normally, whenever I have a caravan, they're just going to get themselves killed just for the sake of it, you know? They're really just not going to care, one way or another. Anyway, there's a tournament going on here. I'm going to do it because we are going to get 6 renown for this. And, well, I personally think that that's great. You know what's really funny, though? There actually used to be a different benefit to taking the tournament-based perk that I just took. Now, it gives you +3 renown, but it actually used to give you +5 influence. And what's funny about that, I'm not sure why they changed it, but it's probably because of this functionality that I found with the combination of this perk back then with becoming a mercenary. So basically what you could do is you could win a tournament. Was it 5 influence or was it 10 influence? I'm actually not entirely sure, but whatever the case, it gave you influence instead of renown. So you could become a mercenary, win a tournament, get some influence, and then it would pay you for winning the tournament. It would also pay you for being a mercenary, because obviously you gain influence, and whenever you generate influence, that gets translated directly into mercenary wages. And the developer of Bannerlord, they decided to change that, and well, now we just have the standard, you know, way that it is at the moment, which is just that it, you know, gives us renown. So I felt like that was actually a bit of a sad thing, really, because I kind of thought that was a cool interaction, because you kind of had to know about it, and I obviously told you about it if you saw that series at the time. But you know, it was a bit of a, you know, sort of like a little subtle hidden mechanic that you could potentially utilize if you were, you know, paying attention, I guess. But oh well, never mind. Guess that's not going to happen anytime soon anymore. But otherwise... Oh, yeah, get him. There we go. Ooh, we gained a level 2. See, this is also another reason why doing a tournament is actually pretty good, because you do sometimes get level ups as a result, because you do get an opportunity to use a wide variety of different weapons. Not entirely sure what these guys are doing. Whenever I get a two-handed, the enemy just doesn't seem to know what to do. But when I get a one-handed, well, that changes their behavior significantly because they have a shield. So it's basically like they're ultra defensive, super defensive when they have a shield. But when they have a two-handed, they seem to be kind of a bit weird. I don't know what they're doing at that moment in time, but anyway, let's see what we can do here. Just sell this. Gonna get me another 700, which is quite nice. And what we also want to do, obviously, we do want to try and see, you know what, I might get some Irish units as well. It very much depends. I would like to buy a dinghy here if I can. Let me just go to the port. The shipwright. Well, I think it's kind of worth it for us to go for that additional dinghy. Maybe you don't, but I think that's going to be pretty useful for us as we go forward here. Anyway, we're going to just... I don't know, I want to go to a noble village if at all possible, because I'd like to get some noble troops. Maybe we can go here. Ah. Do you see? You see what's going on here? I click here, and it takes me over there. Yep. Look, you see that? That's a bug. That's a bug and a half, isn't it? Oh well, we don't have to worry about that too much. I'm just gonna get some of these guys to join me, and we're gonna go and head over to the rebels or the minor faction here. Okay, we got to be a bit careful of Connor. I assume he's got 60. I can't really do battle with him right now. Can I actually... No, this is bound to Dublin as well. I really need to get to some other places that actually have the ability to give me some noble troops. This is bound to Waterford as well. No, this is terrible too. This is Galway. Okay, that's not really going to be very good. We're going to have to go across here, I suppose. Yep, going to have to go across here. Okay, so that's fine, I guess. That's fine. It's not too bad. Unfortunately, these guys are not mounted, which is going to prove to be a little bit of a problem, in my opinion. It would be wonderful if they were mounted instead of being infantry, but they do level up into mounted troops. So, I guess we can be kind of happy about that. Ah, hello there! Alright, this might actually prove to be quite useful. Alright, we'll go for the persuasion chance. That might be useful for getting a wife, potentially, maybe. Let's put another focus point into charm. And we're going to have to change ourselves to the surgeon, because changing ourselves to the surgeon, I don't know whether you realized this up until this point, but I have actually not been able to level up my medicine like I wanted to, because we, you know, made David the surgeon. So obviously that doesn't really help us that much. So I'm hopefully going to be able to achieve victory here. We're going to have to just set up our cavalry. I'm going to send my guy here, send him there, and there we are. Okay, so let's actually have a look. They don't have that much cavalry, which is obviously fantastic for us. That means that I should theoretically have an overwhelming advantage against the opponent here, because they only have two. They only have 2 cavalry, so this should be really, really easy for us. Yeah, I highly doubt it, to be honest. I highly doubt it's going to be easy, but we're going to try. Let's see what happens. He's got some thrown weapons. He's using them against me. Let me see if I can actually pick him off. Or not, as the case may be. Oh, nice. Okay, I love that. Thank you. That is exactly what I wanted to see. Alright, well, one of the cavalry is down, at least. And now I can move my forces a little bit ahead here. I'll try to pick off the other one as well, so that we only have to deal with the, well... To be fair, I think the enemy actually has some really, really good troops that are actually capable of defeating us right now. Because they have spearmen. They have a bunch of spearmen, and what do I have? A bunch of cavalry, so yeah. That's really going to make a huge difference. Oh, knocked him off his mount. Perfect. Let's actually just charge in. Let's just charge in straight away. And he's dead. Alright, that is absolutely perfect. Okay, so now all we need to do is do some damage to this. Try to interrupt their, you know, spear line, I guess you could kind of call it. They are just peasants, so we shouldn't have too many issues. I kind of don't want to die here if at all possible, so I'm being a little bit careful, but unfortunately the enemy is very defensive right now. Well, there goes me. Yep. Well, I said I didn't want to die, but I was really wading in there super hard, and it's obvious that I'm going to die at that point, right? Anyway, we did get some pretty decent experience. I actually kind of hoped that I would get to 100 two-handed. I don't think I did, but look at that. 13 influence. This is what we want. This is exactly what we want. And if that means I die, well, there you go. That's just going to have to be it. Anyway, I could potentially let him go, or I could take him prisoner, and then we could ransom him. I don't know how much he's actually going to give us. How much do you think he's actually going to give us? He's actually a really powerful vassal. He's got 172 in steward. That's pretty crazy. Gonna let him go, I guess. 12 skill... What? 12 skill points in charm? That's crazy. I had no idea that I was going to get so much there, but alright. Okay, let's go for this. Some more of this. Oh. Are you serious that you actually need... What do you need? Are these war mounts right here? Are those actually war mounts that they need? If they need war mounts, it's going to be absolutely... Well, it's not going to be impossible for me to get those, but it's going to be quite difficult and a little bit uncomfortable to to get war mounts. Oh well, never mind. We're next to Waterford at the moment, so I should be able to go over there. Hopefully Connor doesn't see me, because otherwise we're going to have some issues. And yeah, there we go. Okay, so we can sell this for 900. Oh, this guy. Hello there, sir. Alright, this actually looks like a pretty perfect companion. We're just going to get him real fast. 600 gold. He is... I'm going to get him, and then he's going to become our next caravan runner. Unfortunately, I don't have enough cash to be able to make that work at the moment. But I'm kind of hoping that we will in due time. Maybe it's going to work. Oh, we got some hogs, don't we? Yeah, we have some hogs. So we can actually sell these for 63, which is quite funny. Let's actually say, meat sells for a very good amount here. What about hides? Hides sells pretty decently too. So we've got a bunch of hogs. I'm literally just going to go and just slaughter them real fast. And then we're going to go into the trade screen again and just get rid of all the hides. Look at that. It's going to give me 1900. The meat is also going to give me an insane amount. Look at that. So much cash. Boom. There we go. And we could technically get rid of the scout's flag if we want to, but I don't really see the point in that, to be honest. But there we go. 4,500. I still don't have enough for a caravan, but I am going to need to wait here for some time. Hopefully my medicine skill will level up while we are restoring ourselves. Yep, there it goes. Nice. That's very, very good. I was kind of hoping that my forces would actually take a little bit more damage. Oh, there's a caravan there as well. This is going to be perfect. Once I get back on my feet and hopefully the caravan is still nearby, we're going to attack that too. But for now, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.